Good afternoon, students. Good afternoon, everyone. Today, I, Dr. K.V. Ratnamala, on behalf of IIC Cell, RBVRR Women's College of Pharmacy, welcome you all for next webinar session on identifying intellectual property component at early stage of innovation. So this majorly focuses on what importance of IPR. So today we have our eminent speaker, Dr. Baya Subbarao Garu, who is working as an associate professor in our college. I welcome you, sir. I welcome our principal, madam, Professor M. Sumakant Garu, for this session. Dr. Baya Subbarao Garu has completed B.Pharm and M.Pharm from Manipal University during 91 to 97. He has completed PG Diploma in Patent Laws from Nalsar University, Hyderabad. And he has received doctorate in pharmaceutical sciences from Andhra University in the year 2014. During his 23 years of academic and industry career, he was involved in teaching, research, and process research, patent analysis. He got opportunity to work with Department of Commerce and Industry, Department of Pharmaceutical under the Ministries, Government of India as patent analyst. As a patent analyst at PharmaExcel Hyderabad, he was involved in patent awards for the pharmaceutical industry for 4 consecutive years at the national level. He published more than 10 books, out of which 3 are academic and the remaining are industry-oriented. He almost published 40 research articles and review articles in national and international publications. He has received 2 Best Paper Awards and 5 copyrights. He has credited a patentable process, and he has various books published in Pharma Medpress. Now, I welcome Dr. Baya Subbarao Garu to deliver his lecture on today's topic, IPR component in the early stage of innovation. I welcome you, sir.
Thank you, madam. Is it audible?
Yes, sir. You're audible, sir.
Yeah. So first of all, I'll thank you, the IIC Cell of RBRR Women's College of Pharmacy, and then the principal, madam, in giving this opportunity for discussing the topic. So let me go straight to the topic now. Madam, is my slide visible?
Yeah, please keep full screen, sir. Full slide.
Yes, yes, madam.
Slideshow.
Yes, madam.
Yes, sir. You're visible, sir. You're visible.
Yeah. So my topic is identifying intellectual property component at early stage of innovation. So this topic, if you take into consideration, you have to know several aspects, and then it is not a one single presentation which gives the complete picture. But I have justified my slides, so in giving the entire overview of the information to the extent possible. Now let us go further. So this is the disclaimer. All the information provided is to the personal interpretation of the presenter. So I'll just give the overall contents of the presentation, the fundamentals, approaches, data collection, and then the conclusion. Now let us see what is intellectual property right. So first of all, let us see what exactly it means. Okay. Creations of brain are called as intellect, and then since these creations have commercial value, they are called as property. And then as these creations are owned by an individual, so they are the rights of the individual, and hence the term has been coined as intellectual property rights. Now let us see why intellectual property rights are required. So intellectual property rights, they try to bring economic growth to the individual, and then indirectly they will also bring economic growth of the country. Hence, governments protect country's citizens, intellectual property by giving exclusive rights. It is the duty of rights holder to protect his or her intellectual property and not by the government. So in other words, what I mean to say, if you have an intellectual property protection, it is after you got the rights, it is you who have to monitor in the market whether your product has been misused by some other people or doing business without bringing to your prior notice of the information, or you have given a legal rights. All these are the things which will come into picture. So it is the right holder who has to monitor in the market whether his product is genuinely marketed or not, or someone is misusing your product which is already available in the market. So now let us see the classification of intellectual property rights. So intellectual property rights have been basically classified into 2 types, industrial property rights and then copyrights. So now currently intellectual property rights are being governed by intellectual property law, and then this intellectual property law has already been updated when India has become a member of the WTO, and then WTO has brought a TRIPS agreement, and then based upon this TRIPS agreement, India has made some changes in the already existing intellectual property law. Means, in other, what I mean to say, WTO has come into picture in 1995. So earlier WTO was called as a GATT, General Agreement of Tariff and Trade. So when the WTO has come in 1995, immediately it has brought some more changes. In other, what I mean to say is, when India has become a member of the WTO, it has to globalize itself with respect to the global scenario. So TRIPS is one agreement, and then this TRIPS agreement mainly related to intellectual property rights. So this TRIPS says, you have to at least bring out the implementation of the intellectual property rights, at least the minimum which has been mentioned in the TRIPS. So the stringency is up to the country's needs. So TRIPS agreement has made the changes in the intellectual property legislations in India, and then at the same time it has brought new legislations which are not there earlier as intellectual property rights in India. So trade, for example, if you take into consideration, trademarks was there since Harappa civilization, but it has been updated. In the same way, patents was there, it has been updated. So geographical indications was not there earlier, so it has been brought as a new legislation. So those intellectual property rights which are applicable for industry orientation, they are called as industrial property rights. Those intellectual property which is artistic and literature oriented, they are called as copyrights. So we are going to see more in detail about the individual components of the intellectual property rights. So now let us see the industrial property rights in detail. So there are several components in other, what I meant to say. So now let us see more in detail about this. So the first one is the patents. So patents is more related to us. So we are going to do some inventions, and then you will apply for a patent, and then you will get an exclusivity term for 20 years. What is meant by this exclusivity? So when you have an invention, you have applied for the patent office, and then you got the patent granted. And then once it has been granted with a patent, you have an exclusivity term for 20 years. So what exactly is this exclusivity term? So you have the exclusivity in terms of making, selling, using, and then importing. Means, in other, what I mean to say is, you can only make it and sell it. You can only use it. In other, what I mean to say is, you will prepare it and then you will sell it to others, and then they can use it. They cannot directly prepare it and then use it. So importing is one another provision that you will be that is a complex thing, and then it is not to the contest to speak about. So making, selling, so you will only sell it, you will only make it, and then you will sell it to others, and then they can use it. They cannot make it directly and then use it. So this is the point which you have to keep in mind. So the next one is the trademarks. So trademarks is for products. For example, if you take into consideration the market, you have honey. So the same product honey is being available in the market from different people. Say suppose Dabur, some other companies there. So they have their own trademark, and then based upon the trademark you are purchasing, indicating that that product is from a particular company, and then it gives an indication of the reputation of the product, and then that company is also giving an indication that the product is to the quality. So it reflects to the company from which it has been originated. So now the next one is the designs. So for example, if you take designs, so these designs may be those products which are already available in the market, but you have come up with a new orientation. What I mean to say is aesthetic presentation. For example, you have a water bottle. So in the market you will come across with different designs, and then with different colors. They are attractive, and then some people will be attracted with a particular color, and then they will purchase it. So it is a creation there, even though it is available in the market already. So if there is a design which has been created originally by you, and then it is unique, under those circumstances, if it is fulfilled under those circumstances, you will get a design protection for your product, even though it is available in the market as a water bottle with other designs. So the exclusivity for designs is for 10 years, and then it may be extended for another 5 years, because it depends upon case by case. So the next one is the integrated circuits. So this is nothing but the electronic goods you are coming across. Earlier, you have come across with the televisions which are very big in size. Okay, so now they have become very compact. So they are having commercial value. So and that is the main reason the integrated circuits. In other, what I mean to say, that their layout, okay, is having so much, okay, commercial value. So under those circumstances, they are also giving protection as integrated circuits, and then it is for 10 years exclusivity. The next one is the trade secrets. For example, okay, in a company you are working, there will be some information which is documented, and some information is okay, within the organization only they will be keeping it secret. So one person passes from one company to another company. So under those circumstances, the information which is kept as secret, okay, it may leak to other company when you transfer from one person to one company to another person. So all these are the things which will may occur. So trade secrets has its own role in a company. So in India, there is no legislation, okay, and then trade secrets is also called as know-how. And then in pharmaceuticals, you will come across mainly with data exclusivity. Okay, this we will see in a later stage. The next one is the geographical indication. So this speaks about, okay, those agriculture products or products which have been manufactured by people, okay, and these products have unique features. So those agriculture products are mainly cultivated just because of the climatic condition in that particular place. For example, basmati rice, okay, so you cannot cultivate in Hyderabad also. So it is only, okay, cultivated in Basmati region of the Kashmir area and all. Okay, it is a name of a place. Okay, geographical indication means it is a name of a place. Okay, Basmati rice, Tirupati laddu. Okay, it is a laddu which is being manufactured in Tirupati, Tirumala, Tirupati, Devasthana, and then it has got, okay, exclusive right. So here, if you see the exclusive right, it is for, okay, 10 years, and then it is renewed every 10 years. Means especially in terms of trademarks and geographical indications, the exclusivity will be forever, something like, okay. Protection of plant varieties, the next one. So some of the plants, okay, they are being cultivated by the farmers by using their own technique, okay, and then the yields are more, and then the strains have been, new strains have been established. So under those circumstances, okay, which are not naturally grown, but okay, farmers' technology and all, okay, his own techniques and all. Under those circumstances, you can have a protection for, okay, that particular technique for 15 to 18 years. The next one is the traditional knowledge. So traditional knowledge is one which comes from the ancestors, okay, from grandmothers, okay, grandparents and all. It will be passing from one generation to another generation. So under those circumstances, if it is a traditional knowledge, it is not, okay, it cannot be protected basically. So but still there are, if there are any chances, okay, a traditional knowledge, okay, there may be a chance of it being protected as exclusive. But in India, you won't usually come across with exclusivity related to traditional knowledge. The next component, the aspect what I was speaking about, the copyrights, the literature and then the artistic rights. Okay, so under this you will come across with the author rights. So it is related to books, publication, okay, novels, all this. And then the exclusivity term is for lifetime of the author plus 60 years. So it depends, again, you have to see the conditions and all. But okay, if the author is living, okay, and then he has written a book and then he has published it, it is the lifetime of the author plus 60 years. So if he publish on his own, he will have the complete lifetime of the author plus 60 years. So sometimes they will give it to the publisher. Under those circumstances, the situation will be different. So the next one is the artist rights. So paintings and all. Again, you will come across lifetime of the author plus 60 years. So engraving rights, okay, sculptures, okay, it is again 60 years. Music rights, so sound patterns. Some of the TV channels, they have their unique sound system. Okay, when you start with the news channel, by listening to the sound, you will know that this is from Doordarshan, this is from so channel and all. So those sound patterns, again, they are again for lifetime of the author plus 60 years. Okay, again, you have to see the legislation subject to conditions and all. The film rights, again, you will have around 60 years. Broadcasting rights for telecasting, 25 years. Performers rights means when you're performing a drama or a playlet, and then finally it has been recorded. And then finally, if it is having commercial value, you'll lose the commercial value. So under those circumstances, you can have the protection, and then after that, you can sell the drama, and then it can be telecasted, and then you will get the royalty for it. So in the same way of photography rights, okay, it is for again 60 years. So this is the complete overview of the intellectual property rights, the components, and then the various exclusivity terms. Now let us go more in detail with respect to pharmaceuticals. So first of all, you should know inventions not patentable. So when you know inventions not patentable, you'll know what are inventions, what are innovations, and then how you can cope up with bringing out innovations in all aspects and all. So if you see the inventions not patentable, the first one is frivolous. If your invention is just a joke, or if you are not serious about the invention, and then if you try to apply for a patent, so the authority will say that there is no seriousness in your invention, and then just like that you have filed it, and then they may not grant the patent. The next one is, so if your invention is having a natural law, under those circumstances it is not patentable. Again, your invention is commercially being exploited, under those circumstances they won't give patent. The next one is, if your invention loses the morality, in common sense, under those circumstances they won't grant a patent. If it is harming the human health, animal health, or the plant life, or if it is harming the environment, under those circumstances they won't grant a patent. The next one is mere discovery. So if you have identified a new substance, so say suppose you have identified a new element from the various sources, and then it is not existing earlier in the periodic table. Under those circumstances, if you say that I have invented it, it comes under discovery, and then it is not patentable. The next one is abstract theory. So if you say that, so you have dreamt with one particular theory, and then finally say that I have got this idea, and then finally, you feel that it is unique, nobody got this idea, and then finally if you want to apply for a patent, they won't grant a patent. So the next one is, this is again relating to our pharmaceuticals, mere discovery of a new form of a known substance, new use, admixture, arrangement, rearrangement, they are not granted with a patent until unless there is a significant clinical efficacy. So it depends upon case by case. What exactly it means? Means, for example, new form of a known substance. For example, in chemistry, you'll come across with APIs, and then new chemical entities being synthesized, and then you will be synthesizing different crystalline forms, different isomers, and then at the same time you'll come across with prodrugs. So all these are the different things. Known substance but new form you have come across. Under those circumstances, they may not grant a patent in India until unless that particular invention is found to be significantly clinically efficient. So it is case by case. So for one person, they may grant a patent. For another person, they may not grant a patent. So in the same way, new use. For example, if you have paracetamol, it is being used for a particular ailment. And then you have identified a new use for it, which was not identified earlier. So for the same product, you have identified a new use. So under those circumstances, they won't grant a patent. So all the except, I have given the term again, except, until unless it is a significant clinical efficacy. So in the same way, admixture means, for example, you have taken two drugs which are well reported for their pharmacological activity, and then I'll just combine these two, and then I'll prepare a formulation. It is not there available in the market, so I will say that it is completely new and invention for me. So under those circumstances, I will try to apply for a patent. So they may not grant a patent until unless it is having significant clinical efficacy. In the same way, arrangement, rearrangement. For example, you take a bilayer tablet. So if you take a bilayer tablet, you will have a core and then the outside. So two layers you will have. So the active ingredient may be in the inside layer, and then the outside layer will be with some other drug. So different people, so because you are having the knowledge, the basic knowledge of the formulation techniques and then bilayer technique. So my internal core is exactly in the center of the tablet. So some other person will put some side corner in the tablet. So these arrangements, if you do, or else the active ingredient is in the middle, and then the other ingredient in the outer layer. So the reverse. So all these are arrangements or rearrangements. So under those circumstances, they may not grant with a patent until unless you show that scientifically you show that there is significant clinical efficacy. So again, it is case by case. So the next aspect is agriculture and horticulture. So as I already told, these are especially inventions not patentable means usually inventions. Okay, you have to see which are patentable. So here you see method of agriculture and horticulture. It won't come under patents, but you have another legislation now. So under those you can protect it. So I was telling about the plant varieties and all. So you cannot patent it, but you have another legislation that method can be protected, or the plant can be protected by registration, not patenting. The next one, so if you have gone to an hospital and then you have gone for with an ailment and then you have consulted the doctor. So he has given a prescription, a list of drugs, and then you have gone to another doctor, he has given another list of drugs. So both are different methods of approaches of curing the disease. So one doctor is unique with the other. So under those circumstances, the method of curing is completely different. So under those circumstances, so even though it looks unique, okay, you cannot get a patent for that type of process of surgical procedure or medical procedure or a curation or a prophylactic or a treatment. Okay, since it is occurring naturally. So you have given a treatment, but the cure is taking place naturally. So the phenomena is natural. Under those circumstances, okay, it is not patentable. So the next one is, okay, inventions, okay, relating to plants, animals, okay, seeds and variety of species, okay, it is not patentable except microorganisms in certain circumstances. So microorganisms are also living things, okay, plants, animals, seeds, and then various varieties of species, okay, they're all living things. So even though microorganisms are also living things, only in certain circumstances they are patentable. Okay, so you can register them. Okay, so there is a case called Diamond versus Chakrabarti in US, and then that was the revolutionary move where a living organism can also be patented. Okay, even though, okay, living things are not patentable, okay, in US, okay, earlier. Okay, so this case has revolutionized microorganisms of new strains which are being developed by human interference. Under those circumstances, okay, there are chances of you protecting that microorganism strain, okay, by registration or patenting, okay, in certain circumstances. The next aspect is biological process of production or propagation of plants and animals. So for example, you take biotechnology, okay, products and all. So they are being, okay, naturally, okay, grown. Or so for example, now you are coming across a vaccine. What they have taken, the virus in the live form or in the dead form they have taken, and then finally they have injected to animals, and then the animals they have, okay, they have the immune system, and then they have developed the antibodies, and then finally those antibodies are being injected. So this is a natural process. In the same way, biotechnology process. So it is not possible, okay, for biological processes or productions to be patentable. Okay, under certain circumstances, okay, they may grant with a process patent, okay, and then, okay, all these are the things which you have to keep in mind. So it means that, okay, so biological process cannot be patentable, but there are some biotechnology products, okay, which are patented and then granted by the Indian Patent Office also. Okay, the next one is mathematical business methods and computer program. So the mathematics, for example, if I give a mathematical problem, okay, different people will be solving in different approaches. So the approaches are completely unique, and then okay, it is completely new, and then if you want to patent it, it is not possible. So in the same way, business method. So business method means marketing strategy. So different companies are having different marketing strategies. They keep it as secret. Okay, so these are all intangible assets. So under those circumstances, these are also not patentable. In the same way, computer programming. Okay, again, a logic is being built up, and then a program has been drawn. Okay, and then this program, okay, you cannot patent it, but you can copyright protect it, which is coming under different legislation. So mere scheme or method of performing mental act. For example, okay, I have given a problem, and then you have step by step you have, okay, you have seen a sequence of mental steps, and then finally you have approach to solve the problem. So this approach is different from another person's approach. So it is unique. So can I invent, can this invention can be patentable? No, it is not patentable. I hope you understood. In the same way, playing game. So different people will play the game in different approaches, and then it is unique. And then you feel that it is an invention from my side, and then it is not patentable. Okay, presentation of information. For example, I am presenting an information now. Okay, so my style of presentation is different from another person. So it is unique. Under those circumstances, is it patentable? No, it is not patentable. But I can, okay, protect my presentation as in the form of a copyright, and then, okay, I can use the royalty and all. So the next one is literary, dramatic, musical, artistic work, integrated circuits, traditional knowledge, inventions relating to atomic energy. They are not patentable. Okay, especially relating to atomic energy, they are not patentable. And then even nowadays, some of the students are trying to develop drones and then new techniques, and then they need government permission. If they give the permission, only then you can patent it, or else, okay, you should not patent it. Okay, so time by time, okay, they will review the various inventions, whether it is a national security reason or so. Under those circumstances, even if it is an invention that can be patentable, it cannot be patented under national security reason. Okay, so these are the inventions not patentable. So if you know this, so you'll know the other aspects. Okay, and then finally, you'll know how to plan your innovations. The next one, what you have to see is patentable subject matter. So you have an invention. So whether it is patentable or not, you have to see. So in order to see that, you have to follow these steps. So whether it is novel, whether it is non-obvious, whether it is having industrial application, and then whether you are completely disclosing your invention or not. So if your invention is having inventive step, and then it is non-obvious, and then it is having industrial application, and then you are completely disclosing the information, under those circumstances, they may grant with a patent. If there is, okay, any criteria, if it is not fulfilled, they may not grant, they won't grant the patent. So all the 4 criteria has to be fulfilled. Okay, even if you don't disclose all the information, okay, so you want to keep some information, okay, secret, and then you got it, and so you did not submit that information to the patent office, they might have granted the patent for you. Okay, but at a later stage, you will face the problem that you will know at a later stage. So in the same way, you have an invention. Okay, people have got patent granted, but okay, industrial application, it is not there. Under those circumstances, they may, okay, revoke the patent, means the granted patent will be cancelled, and then finally your invention is not no way further exclusively protected. Is that clear until this? Is it audible? Okay, let me go for the next slide. Now let us see the types of patents. So here you have product patent, process patent, product by process, process by product, and then platform patents. So product patent means you are trying to protect the molecule itself. For example, paracetamol has been first time identified. Okay, the innovator has patented the molecule itself. Okay, nobody can touch that molecule until 20 years of patent expiry. So in the same way, process patent. So here you are trying to develop a synthetic route or a method for formulation. So that is called as a process patent. What is meant by product by process? So here you are trying to protect a product molecule, okay, and then as well as a particular process for that particular molecule. In case of process by product, you have developed a process, okay, for that particular product only. Under those circumstances, it becomes a process by product patent. The next one is platform patent. So this is mainly becoming more stronger, and then it is leading to so much competition, and then leaving a sort of monopoly for the companies. What exactly is this? So you have a tablet dosage form, okay, and then you know the conventional tablet dosage form, okay, technique and all, how to manufacture and all. So I have developed a new tablet dosage form, which is not scientifically available earlier, or a person skilled in the field, okay, they feel it's completely new, and then okay, under those circumstances, what they do is, okay, for that technology, they will try to put all the existing, okay, active pharmaceutical ingredients available in that formulation. Means, in other, what I mean to say is, in a platform patent, they will develop that technology with 4 or 5 active pharmaceutical ingredients, and then they will claim all the available active pharmaceutical ingredients in the market for this technology. Means you have a technology, and then you have worked with 4 active pharmaceutical ingredients. Later, another person will come, and then he will use your technology, and then he will put another active pharmaceutical ingredient which you did not mention in your patent. Okay, so and then he will say that it is not mentioned in the patent, and then finally okay, it is new invention from my side. So that is the main reason when you plan for a platform patent, the technology what you have planned, okay, it has to be protected for all the active pharmaceutical ingredients available in the market, so that okay, other people won't touch your patent and then misuse your, okay. So when you're drafting the patent, it is necessary that you have to, okay, make sure that, okay, there should not be any loopholes, and then there should not be any weak points, so that other person use that weak point and then develop a new patent or a new invention and then release into the market, and then finally you will lose business and then he will gain the business. So all these have to be taken precaution. Now let us go for the next one. So this is an aspect which you have to know. So if you want to plan for an innovation, patent infringement. So what is meant by infringement? For example, two people are there. X is a person who is already having an invention and then it has been patented. Now why? Knowingly or unknowingly, he has developed an invention. He thinks he has developed an invention, and then finally he go to the patent office, and then he has filed the application for patent. So what will happen is, in the patent office they will check whether the same invention has been already granted or okay, and then if it is all this you have to check when you're filing itself, okay, whether it is already available in the market, okay, whether anyone has already patented or not. So sometimes knowingly or unknowingly, the people will be developing the product and then releasing to the market, and then it is already patented. So all these precautions you have to take. So when you develop an idea, you have to see, first of all, it has been having a patent or not. So if it is having a patent, so I have to make sure that, okay, I have to develop a technique in such a way that, okay, it will be not infringing. So how to ensure that your idea is not infringed? So under those circumstances, you have to look into the claims of the patent. So what are the three different types of infringement available? So direct infringement, doctrine of equivalence, and then prosecution history estoppel. So what is meant by direct infringement? So I was telling about X and Y, right? So Y has developed an invention, and then he thinks it is an invention. So it is falling directly into the claims of the X claims, okay, patented invention. Okay, so it is a direct infringement. So okay, you won't get an patent right, okay, for his invention what he is feeling, because it is an obvious, it is already existing, it has already patented, something like that. The next one is doctrine of equivalence. Now I will give a simple example of bicycle and tricycle to understand, and then you have to apply this to pharmaceuticals also, because okay, in pharmaceuticals, when you do the inventions, okay, it is something like bicycle and tricycle phenomena you will see. Okay, so now let me tell you more in detail about bicycle and tricycle now. So bicycle, you know, it has been initially has been developed, and then okay, it is being used, and then it has been patented. So now another person got an idea, and then he has put another wheel to it, and then he has applied for a patent. Okay, it is not existing earlier. Okay, so but cycle is the bicycle. So the first person who is already having a patent for bicycle, he says that okay, he will challenge the applicant, okay, who is applying for the tricycle, saying that okay, my invention only, it is that also, and then how you will give the invention patent for that and all. So the judge will see, okay, the doctrine of equivalence. So whether there is same function, same use, same result. Okay, so bicycle is for transportation, moving from one place to another. So these are the, you will be moving from one place to another. So the same function, same use, same result. So bicycle is having the same function, same use, and same result, and then tricycle is also having same function, same use, and same result. So under those circumstances, tricycle will not be granted with a patent. So but yet, okay, there are okay bicycles and tricycles, okay, which have been patented, but it is fulfilling the patentability criteria, even though okay, the main fundamental aspect of same function, same use, same result is okay seen. So that is how you plan your inventions. So how logical you are. So how you make sure that your invention is bold enough to withstand the patentability criteria. So all these are the things at that point of time, okay, you have to justify, and then the judge has the patent controller has to feel that there is novelty, non-obviousness, useful and enableness, and then finally he may grant with a patent. The next aspect is prosecution history estoppels. Especially this is also mainly related to chemistry and other departments. So a fundamental aspect is, we won't much concentrate on pH in several circumstances, and then we give a broader range, and then finally at a later stage you will give a narrow range, and then you have given 4 to 5, and then later you found that 3 is more appropriate and then change to 3. Your patent document has been granted. But another person will come with say suppose 6.5 as a pH, and then finally he will say that the other person did not claim for that particular pH, mine is a new invention, and then I want to get it granted with a patent. So then the patent examiner will check the prosecution history estoppel. So while getting the patent granted by the first applicant, so under those circumstances, while getting the patent granted, whether he has done some changes in the documentation or in the procedures just to get the patent. So if he has found to be guilty in getting only for the patent's sake, under those circumstances, his patent may be giving a chance for the another person to patent. So all these are the precautions which you have to take while drafting a patent, while developing the technology, and then giving the claims in the patent document. So the next aspect is related to innovations only. So this is mainly related to US, what I'm speaking about, because why I'm speaking about US is because the US databases, and then finally the information is more strong enough, and then most of the countries are depending upon US for exports and all. So that is the main reason I have taken US as the main criteria for giving the information related to this topic. Now let us see what about HatchWaxman Act and all. So this HatchWaxman Act has brought a balance mechanism between the innovator, generic manufacturer, and the patient. With respect to price, with respect to competition, and then release of the product as early as possible as the into the market by the generic manufacturers by inducing competition. In other, what I meant to say, so innovator will be the only person who will be available in the market, and then he will be having 5 years market exclusivity and all. So that I will be speaking at a later stage. So monopoly will be there, and then the product will be of a high cost and all. So people can't bear that price and all. So the government will always think that it should be reachable to every section of the society. So it will try to give some exclusivity benefit to the innovator, and then it will try to induce competition into the market, and then it will make the benefit to the patients at a reasonable price available of the product in the market with ample supply with no shortages in the market. So when you apply for a generic application, means innovator product is already available in the market. So the generic applicant is the one who will introduce the competition into the market along with the innovator. So the generic applicant, he will try to develop the same product of the innovator which is available in the market by filing an ANDA application, which is a generic application. So when he is filing an application, he has to also say that the generic applicant has to also say that what are the active ingredients, whether there are any patents which are there for the innovator relating to this product and all. So based upon that, you have to indicate para 1, para 2, para 3, and para 4. What is para 1? No patent listed. So if no patent is listed, so your product will be granted approval, and then it will be released. You can release into the market soon after the approval. So in case of para 2, patent listed but expired. So it has been listed, it has been expired. Under those circumstances also, the authority will immediately release the product into the market. So it will allow the permission to release the product into the market after its approval, what I meant to say. So in case of para 3, there is a patent listed. And then finally, the authority will only approve the generic applicant only after the patent has expired. In case of para 4, there is a patent, and then the generic applicant is challenging the patent, there is an active patent in US, and then he is challenging the patent. Why he is challenging the patent is is he has found some loopholes in the patent, okay, of the innovators. Under those circumstances, and then he is trying to enter into the market as early as possible. So what are the challenging aspects and all? You will be having an idea at a later stage. Now let us see what is meant by invention and innovation. So this is purely my interpretation. So an inventive step that may or may not lead to further inventions, it is called as invention. So what I mean to say, so if it is an invention, okay, if it is leading to, okay, another invention, okay, under those circumstances, okay, you are keeping on continuing with inventions, and then finally, okay, it's a continuation process. Okay, whereas an invention has stopped at the final stage, maybe that invention is no way useful, or it is leading to, okay, death of the patients, or okay, that invention is having an innovation, means it will be released into the market. So an invention will become an innovation, and then finally it will be in the market. So this is the distinguishing feature, so between invention and innovation. Means innovation means an invention which has released into the market, you can call it as innovation. Now let us see what are the inventions. So in the pharmaceuticals, you are already aware of in most of the cases. So if you right from the etiology of the disease, molecular level of the disease, okay, you're trying to identify the targets and then finally develop the new chemical entities, okay, and then at the same time new cosmetics being developed, new medical devices. So herbals that are not in use, or you don't know at all they are existing, and then you have identified for the first time. Under those circumstances, it may be leading to some, okay, an invention. Okay, it may be a discovery, but okay, so, some concepts may be leading to invention also. So new formulations, okay, formulation development and all, it may lead to inventions. Analytical techniques, okay, new excipients, and then there are so many rare diseases which are not usually traceable, and then only the government and then the particular authority knows, and then there is no cure for those diseases, and then there is a need for new chemical entities. All these are the things which may lead to inventions. Okay, now let us see what are the innovations. So new molecular entities, first generic, tentative approvals, new route of administration, 3D printing medical devices, drug-coated medical devices, new dosage form, new strength, new combination, new synthetic process, okay, drug master files, I mean to say, off patent, okay, compulsory licensing, combination of herbals, okay, orphan drugs, okay, all these are the things which may lead to innovations. Means the products are somewhere or other available in the market, you are trying to release in different forms. In other, what I mean to say, either as a, okay, a ANDA, or for the first time as a first generic, and then tentative approvals means a new dosage form, new route of administration, new strength, new combinations will come under that. So medical devices already available, you are trying to, okay, do some coating of drug, okay, drug eluting medical devices, and then there are 3D printing medical devices. For example, in the market you have bones of a particular, I mean what I meant to say is the medical device, say suppose femur bone, okay, the artificially metal bone which has to be replaced with the natural from the natural one. So there in the market you will have only 3 or 4 sizes, okay, and then there are so many problems existing, okay, the size may not be matching, and then finally after operating the patient will be suffering a lot with the pain and all. So now this 3D printing will help you out in bringing out unique, okay, femur size of the patient size, and then finally, okay, placing it in the body as a unique, okay, for only that person. So if another person comes, based upon his femur size, okay, he can put, okay, he can 3D print that particular okay, bone, and then finally it can be placed. So all these are the things which you have to keep in mind. Now let us say about orphan drugs. So rare diseases means 1 in 10,000, okay, if that disease occurs, or again country to country that definition varies, okay. So under those circumstances very less people will be there. So under those circumstances, okay, you have to, okay, develop new chemical entities, that comes under inventions. Or innovations means you have to come up with okay, already available drugs, okay, as new dosage forms, and then for the, okay, orphan, okay, treatment and all. So again compulsory licensing means, okay, a particular patent, okay, is there. So the patent is there, and then finally it is not being released into the market. So you can approach the patent holder for license, and then you can release the product into the market if it is promising. So, and then those circumstances you can go for licensing. If it is not given, under those circumstances you have to approach the patent authority for compulsory licensing. The next one, society-based problems that lead to innovations. So you have to identify the problem existing in the market, and then finally you may have to develop innovations so that that problem will be solved. Means here the product is already available in the market. You are not trying to do any invention there, but you are trying to do innovations. That is what I mean to say. No drug combination if it is not there. Under those circumstances, I'll try to find out the combination. So under those circumstances, I may have to go for oral liquids and all. Okay, not able to swallow the tablets. Okay, there are old age people. Okay, they don't swallow the tablets because of the big size, and then they will be breaking it. For those people, you have to reduce the size. Even Dr. Reddy's has come up with a new product. Okay, just by reducing the size of the dosage form. Okay, it is made compliant for the old age people and all. So non-patentable. Okay, so you have to add new flavors because most of the drugs are bitter in taste. Okay, multiple doses means daily 4 or 5 times they have to take. So you come up with new dosage form. You know that's sustained release, entry coated, or whatever it is. So again, cost. Okay, there are some drugs which are highly expensive. Under those circumstances, you bring out with generics. Okay, so again in India also you have branded generics. Okay, again innovator generics and all. So branded generics, and then different terms are there. Okay, so all that innovator means the person who has developed the drug product and then released as a branded generic, and then generics. Okay, you have. Okay, the conventional. So India, the concept is different, and then US concept is different. So you have to keep in mind all those. So not pleasant. Okay, so for appearance only, the tablet is not looking nice. So you will not have the you don't feel like taking it. So under those circumstances, okay, you add some colors and then bring it as an innovative product. Now let us see the approaches for innovations. You have an idea, and then you have to check whether your idea has already worked or not. Then you check that idea, okay, whether it is available in the market or not. You also check for the patents and other literature, and then based upon that, you will know whether there is any data exclusivity, market exclusivity, any first generic tentatives are there or not. Okay. Now at the next stage, as a next stage, you check for the volume of business, what is the price, and then how many number of competitors are there, and then okay. So whether I need any new designs or new dosage forms, new route of administrations, all this you have to keep in mind. So you also have to understand the product life cycle, okay, for a safe side, so that when you are establishing a new product, you will be spending a lot of time and money. So if the product life cycle, if you don't study and then just develop the product and release into the market, and then if there is no business for that particular product, entire expenditure and time is lost. So you have to ensure the product life cycle. So finally you develop and release into the market. So this is the approach you have to make it sure. So you have a rational background so that you bring out an innovation and release into the market. Next one is the data collection. So this is a sort of repetition point. So I'll be covering this data collection in the next slides and all. So develop and predict product life cycle. So what is meant by product life cycle? First of all, you should know. So usually for every product which is available in the market, you can expect that a product life cycle has been established and then the product has been released into the market. Okay, in most of the cases. Okay, if it is an innovator product, the strategy will be different. If it is already a conventional product, the strategy will be different. So you have to establish the product life cycle for a product which you want to release into the market. Okay, so for example, an innovator, he will be developing the product. Okay, initially he will be developing the product, and then he will not be having any sort of business. So he will be, after approval, he will be releasing the product into the market. Okay, so the green line will be showing the sales, and then the red line will be showing the profits and all. Okay, there may be minimal profits and all. So if you see the product life cycle, the product development, introduction, growth, maturity, and decline stages will be there. So in the introduction phase, the business will be very less, and then finally the people who are aware of the product, which is available in the market, is also very less. So gradually the business will be increasing, and then finally the sales will be increasing, and then finally it will lead to one peak level, and then finally there will be one stage it may lead to declining stage. This is because it depends upon the nature of product, the nature of disease, nature of occurring of the disease. All these are the things which will come into picture. So there are some diseases, okay, after certain time they may not be existing at all. Okay, under those circumstances, okay, it will be a declining stage. Okay, the product is nowhere necessary in the market at all. So some products are there, they are evergreening, they are necessary throughout the throughout the life, something like, or for example, paracetamol you take, or there are conventional drugs. There is a lot of business for that, but competition is okay. If you want to release paracetamol because a lot of volume of business is there, but you cannot withstand. So say suppose if a particular person wants to plan with paracetamol manufacturing, as a new plant, you have to see how many manufacturers are there, what is the volume of business, how much volume they are manufacturing, is there any gap for your product manufactured and then released into the market and all, whether I can release it at a competitive price to withstand myself. So if you start to plan paracetamol now, you may not survive at all. That is a well-established drug, and then they have well established the synthesis also at a very cheaper rate, and then you cannot even develop a product still cheaper than which is existing. So all these are the things which you have to keep in mind and then plan for a product to release into the market. The next one is drug master files at US FDA. So if I take into consideration, what is, first of all, what is drug master file? In US FDA, you have 5 types of drug master files: type 1, type 2, type 3, type 4, and type 5. Type 1 speaks about the name of the company and then the address of the company. Usually you won't see that now. And type 2 speaks about the active ingredients, especially the drug substance. And type 3 speaks about the packaging material. Type 4 speaks about the excipients. And type 5 speaks about the associated information to be submitted to the authority. So now let us see more about the type 2. So this is mainly related to pharmaceutical chemistry people, what I'm speaking about. So this drug master file, what exactly happens? So every legislation, it is for that particular country, not for other countries. So under those circumstances, how you have to relate to India? So in India, you have so many manufacturers, bulk drug manufacturers. So what they are doing is they are developing the products to US standards. So in other, what I mean to say is they are trying to establish the facilities, manufacturing facilities, and then they are trying to manufacture the product with respect to US standards, US legislation standards. So under those circumstances, you have to establish the infrastructure, the synthesis procedure, and then finally you have to give consistent results in the manufacturing, and then the purity, and then you have to make sure that the product is available in large volume with respect to the demand, and then you should be in a position to export it. So it is necessary that your product should withstand the quality standards with respect to that legislation, that country legislation. So now why I am speaking about this? So Indian drug manufacturers, they manufacture the bulk drug with respect to US standards, making the facility with respect to US, and then they will file a drug master file at the US FDA. So these people are not directly doing the business. So what they do is that they will be having a tie-up with the manufacturers who are there in US. So those manufacturers, what they do is they will try to apply for release of the product into the market. So when they are trying to release the product into the market, they will be quoting that I will be using so and so bulk drug from so and so facility from India. So they will be quoting in their applications. So when they see the application of that particular US company by the authority there, they will see that the product is being manufactured in India, and then finally they will be coming into India, and then they check the facility and then the manufacturing procedure, whether it is fulfilling the US standards or not. And then finally, if they approve it, that particular country company will procure the bulk drug from India, from this manufacturer, and then finally use. So why I am telling all this? So drug master filings is a very good asset for India, because most of the Indian manufacturers are bulk drug manufacturers. So every year it is gradually increasing. So if you see here, you try to identify what are the molecules available. So that particular molecule as an active ingredient, how many companies are manufacturing, how many salt forms are there. So in this way, you'll try to know which are the drug products which is having less competition, and then if I start with my manufacturing of this, I can withstand. It is not that easy to fulfill the US FDA, but I have taken as a US FDA as a highest endpoint. So for India, it is a different issue. So this is one basis. So by monitoring the drug master filings, and then by checking the molecule wise, how many ingredients, how many competitors are there, how many companies are manufacturing, so I can, whether I have a chance to manufacture that bulk drug, and then I can plan for export to US or not. So this is one another aspect. So this is a information from a paid database which is called as Dialog Pro. So when I was working in PharmExcel, we were having that database, and then we have tried to identify what are the patents which are having product claim and then which are going to expire in the future. That is called as forecast strategy. So if you see here in the from 2011 to 2030, these are the number of product patents which are getting expired. So based upon this, so if I want to release a product, say suppose in the next 3 years, say suppose this is 2021. So in 2024, I want to release. So if I want to release a product in 2024, so I have to plan very, very early. So in other, what I meant to say, I have to see what are the product patents which are getting off patent in the future, and then I have to develop the product, and then finally I should be in a position to release the product by 2024. So because that patent is getting expired in 2024, say suppose. So all these are the things which are means by the time the product patent expires, your product should be there in the market, so that you will have the business. So all these are the things which you have to keep in mind. The next one is the forecast strategy of the patent expiry from US FDA Orange Book. So what is this Orange Book? So as I already told you, US FDA is a very strong drug regulatory authority. They have a very strong database, and then that database is called as Orange Book with respect to all the drug products which have been approved by US FDA and then released into the market. So there are different companies which have released their product into the market in the by getting approved in the US FDA. So if you see here in the Orange Book, you will come across with the active ingredient, dosage form, route of administration, strength, at the same time what are the patents for that particular product, when the patent will be expiring. So all these are the things which you will come across. So in this way, I have tried to compile all the data, and then until 2029 I was able to see how many patents are getting expired for each and every year for a particular kind of product and all. So in other, what I meant to say here, in 2010, 70 patents are getting expired. In 2029, 22 patents are getting expired. So if I want to release a product, so I have to see, so in the next 5 years, how many patents are getting expired, and then what are the products which are available for that patents, whether still the patents are active or not. If the patents are getting expired, under those circumstances, can I start the manufacturing of that particular product either as a ANDA or NDA, and then finally I'll make sure that the product will be available in the market soon after the patent expires in the US, so that it will be approved and released into the market. So this is the forecast strategy, so that I will plan early and then make sure that the product will be available in the market soon after the patent expires or the market exclusivity expires. So this is another aspect, market exclusivity. So innovator products will have market exclusivity. So this, as I already told, Orange Book will also give market exclusivity. Means once the US has approved the product into the market, from that time onwards, 5 years, nobody can release the product into the market as generic. So innovator has been given some benefits in terms of getting the revenue back, for which he has made the expenditure in terms of making the new chemical entity, discovery or invention, and then finally developing the formulation, doing the preclinical and clinical studies, spending a lot of time. So he has to get back the entire revenue back, so that he will be investing on new inventions, so that new products will be released into the market. So that is the main reason they have given market exclusivity for 5 years. Okay. So this is related to market exclusivity. So you have to see, okay. So if say suppose in 2025 one product is getting expired for market exclusivity, so now I have to start for that particular product, and then finally I have to develop it. I have to do the preclinical studies, or usually preclinical studies are not required. BA/BE studies are required at the clinical level. So since the product is already ensured for the safety, efficacy, reliability, okay, all these are already ensured, but your product has to be fulfilling the innovators release profile or bioequivalence and bioavailability studies and all. So all these are the things which you have to keep in mind. So market exclusivity is another forecast strategy, so that I can plan now and then finally release the product in such a way that soon after the innovators market exclusivity expires, I can release into the market. The next aspect is, here also again I have done an analysis of the drug product approvals at US FDA relating to ANDAs and NDAs, and then this is the top 20 companies. Okay, this is a old data until 2012, and then if you see here in the top 20 companies, only Aurobindo is there. Indian company Aurobindo is there. Okay, in top 20. I don't mean that the other companies are there, but they are not in the top 20 at that time. Okay, so these people are filing ANDAs and NDAs, and then finally they got approved, released into the market. So ANDAs means generics. NDAs means what? They may be tentative approvals. NDA will be usually with the innovator. What is meant by innovator? He has first identified the new chemical entity. He has done the preclinical studies, clinical studies, and then finally released the product as an investigation new drug after completing as an NDA. But there are Indian manufacturers. They are not real innovators, but okay, they are doing tentative approvals, and then finally they are also coming under the category of NDAs. Means it is a sort of innovation. Now let us see, okay, the trend of NDAs and ANDAs approved by US FDA by Indian companies. So this is also an old graph, okay, until 2011 you can take into consideration. So this is Indian companies, NDAs and ANDAs approved at US FDA. So if you see the red line, okay, it is ANDAs. Okay, if you see the green line, it is NDAs, and then the violet line you are seeing the total. Okay, so if you see here, the contribution is mainly related to ANDAs. So all the companies are on the defense side. Only a few companies are taking the risk of developing the NDAs. So NDAs come based upon tentative approvals, and then these tentative approvals may be related to Para 4 challenges. Is it clear? Now let us see Indian first generic approvals at US FDA. Okay, soon after the innovator's product has been released into the market, you know that okay, they have 5 years market exclusivity, and then Indian companies compete a lot. Okay, so soon after the first market exclusivity is over, they want to launch the product at the earliest possible, soon after the market exclusivity is over, very next day. So under those circumstances, you just check how well early they have to plan, so that they will release the product soon after the very next day, okay, after the market exclusivity of the innovators has been expired. So under those circumstances, these are the companies, okay, they have released their first generic. Means only that company will be given exclusivity right for 180 days, okay, and then he will be competing with the innovator. In other, what I meant to say, innovator product, say suppose 100 rupees, okay, per tablet. Okay, when the first generic has come, okay, the first generic person has come with 60 rupees. So immediately you are trying to bring a competition to the innovator, and then innovator to survive, immediately he will also bring from 100 rupees to 60 rupees, so that he will also withstand in the market, or else all the people will go for the cheaper drug, and then finally innovator may not further have business. So in this way, the first generic will come into picture. So earlier, the first generic means the first person who has applied for the day, they will get the first generic approval if the conditions are fulfilled. So now later what has happened is, for that particular day, so if there are 3 or 4 people who have applied for the same formulation as first generic, so all the people were given, because they used to give first come first serve basis, and then later they have given an indication all the people, okay, on that day who have applied. I mean, they used to check the time also who has given earlier also. So that is not the case, okay. So now they have changed this scenario a lot, okay. The first generic is a highly competitive business, and then 160 days is now 180 days, sorry. 180 days means how much? 6 months. So 6 months business is not a very small business. It is a very big business for the first generic manufacturer to gain a lot of profits, okay. So that he will be investing on certain other products, and then he will also release the products into the market, okay. So later on, the second generics, third generics, and then keeping on, new generics will be coming into the market, and then the competition will be used, and then the prices still keep on coming down, okay, depending upon the policies of the companies and all. Okay, so there are people who will completely depend on branded drugs. Some people will be depending upon generic drugs, depending upon the financial status, and then even the quality is the same. Okay, it depends upon the patient sometimes, and then the doctor, and then the technology what they have used. All these are the things which will come into picture, and then the cost is one another factor. Okay, which will come into picture. Based upon that, the patient may be preferring a branded drug or a generic drug and all. So all these are the things which you have to keep in mind. So the next one is orphan drug filings at US FDA. So this I have taken the data again from US FDA. So if you see here, from 1983 to 2021, I have given the data, the latest what I have given, orphan drugs designated. So I have already told what is the orphan disease or a rare disease. Rare disease means 1 in 10,000 if it is occurring. Or you see the US legislation. Okay, accordingly you see the European legislation, how they have defined the orphan drug, means orphan disease. So for those diseases, you are developing the drugs, and then they are called as orphan drugs. Okay, so in US, okay, almost 4,500 drugs filings were there. So India's contribution is very less. Okay, you see, you are not even seeing the graph also. Okay, some companies are there. Okay, but a prominent role is there. Initiation is there from India also. Okay, so again, orphan drug means there are several stages. Okay, first of all, the active ingredient will be designated, approved, and then it will be released into the market. Sometimes it will be withdrawn. Okay, all these are the things. Okay, you have to see the various stages of orphan drug. Okay, approval stages, whether it has been withdrawn or not. So in this way, you try to identify the orphan diseases existing, whether there are already products available in the market, and then if the market demand is not fulfilled, so you can take up that particular product and then finally manufacture and release into the market. But even since the disease is occurring in very less number of people, under those circumstances, okay, the government is also encouraging by giving so much incentives or tax waivers. All these are the things they are taking into consideration. So these are the aspects which you have to keep in mind with related to orphan disease. So the next aspect what I want to speak is competitive generic therapy. So this is a new terminology which has come into the US FDA, and then as I strongly believe that it is also a sort of first generic. Okay, they have used the term, and then here what they are doing is depending upon the availability of the patent status. Okay, and then based upon that they are trying to give the exclusivity for 180 days. Okay, if there is still a patent active, under those circumstances they are not giving the exclusivity as a first generic. Okay, so in certain circumstances they may be giving first generic approval with exclusivity. So that is the condition you have to see by product by product. So these are the companies which recently got competitive generic therapy approvals. Okay, the next one. So this is one approach where you can plan for your innovations. Okay, so in India also there are so many clinical trials taking place, and then the contribution by US is the highest, and then this is again a old data until March 2015. So depending upon the stage of the clinical trial, you will also know what are the products, whether it is a new chemical entity or it is already available product in the market, and then a new dosage form or route of administration, and then this moiety is having more business. If you feel under those circumstances, you can plan for a innovative product releasing into the market. So this is again the more in detail information related to the clinical trials. Okay, some of the companies are doing BA/BE studies, and then some are in interventional stages, observational, post-marketing surveillance. All these are the things. So by doing some backup research, okay, what are the things? Means what I mean to say. So who are the people doing BA/BE studies, and then what are the products on which they are doing? Okay, so what is the stage of the clinical trial, and then whether it is a new chemical entity or already product which has been already approved, but it is a new dosage form or route of administration and all. So in that way, I can back up work, and then I will do, and then I will identify a particular molecule that is promising with a good business, and then I may start with, provided there is no patent or any other hurdles. Okay, all these are the things which I have to keep in mind. So as a whole, I have brought as a link between the drug discovery, patent, regulatory process, okay, the timeline, which I have copyright protected this diagram, and then I'm still using it. Okay, so you know that usually the drug development process and then release into the market it takes place 20 years, and then the top line shows the drug development year. Okay, and then the various stages, and then okay, so if you see the, first of all, you will be identifying the disease, you will be trying to understand the disease history, and then you will try to develop the molecular level of the understanding of the molecular mechanisms taking place in the for the disease. The targets you will be identifying with the microorganism targets to inhibit the growth, or cancer cell. Okay, so all these are the things. Okay, you will be identifying the targets, and then finally you will be trying to identify the leads. Leads may be from natural sources, or from synthetic sources, or from libraries, or already existing molecules. Okay, so new use of a known substance. All these are the things. Okay, so optimizing the leads for desired activity, and then if it is promising, you will go for the preclinical study. So if you see here, the innovators will be doing all this. Okay, right from the etiology of the disease and all. So they will not be, okay, when they have the lead, immediately they won't go for filing for a patent. So when that lead is showing a promising activity, they will take into consideration those molecules which have to be protected, and then those molecules they will be filing for the patent. So at that particular time, if you see the green line, patent years. Okay, so the green line indicates you have applied for a patent. Okay, so parallelly you will be going for the preclinical study, and then during the preclinical study you have found that the product is found to be promising, and then you have gone for the investigation new drug application, and then you have done the clinical studies, and then if it is promising, you will be releasing the product as a new drug application. So when it has been released as a new drug application, it will be a branded drug, and then so this, when you release the product into the market, the patent term may be 20 years or may not be 20 years. Okay, so it may be even further. Okay, sometimes before. So all these are the things which you have to take into flexibilities. Okay, depending on, you have to see case by case. So when the branded drug has been released into the market, whether still there are any patents for that particular product, still in future getting off patent. Okay, so or all they have they got already off patent. So all these are the things which you have to see. So from that point of time, when they have released the product into the market, for 5 years they will have market exclusivity, so that nobody will be releasing the product into the market. So soon after the 5 years has been completed, so the generic applicant should be well in advance develop the product, and then finally you should apply the product for approval in the authority. And then after the scrutiny, and then after the exclusivity is over, the ANDA application will be approved by the authority, and then very next day, after the market exclusivity, the generic applicant can release the product as first generic. So if it is the first generic, you will have 180-day exclusivity, and then after 180-day exclusivity, the second generic, the third generic, depending upon the applications available. So the remaining people will be released into the market for the product. Now let us see the conclusion. So what is meant by BOLAR provision? So first of all, you should understand that BOLAR provision is not a provision related to India. It is a US provision. So you should not use that term, but usually I use that so that India is also has implemented the same provision in India. So what I mean to say is a product is available with a patent. So the next doubt is whether I can develop the product and then make it ready. Okay, so the thing is, under BOLR provision, you can develop the product, but you should not pile up or commercialize the product. Means I have, there is a product in the market, it is having a patent, it is not still expired, the patent is not expired, but I want to release the product immediately after the patent has expired. So under those circumstances, what I will do is, so still the patent is not expired. So I will try to develop the same product, and then I will establish all the procedures, preclinical, the bioequivalence studies, bioavailability studies, and then I will submit the application, and then the authority will approve the application soon after the market exclusivity is over, so that I will release into the market as first generic. So what I mean to say is, you can develop the product, but you should not commercialize it. Even you should not manufacture the product in large quantity and then keep it ready, for release into the market soon after approval. You can only develop the product and then you can submit for approval in the regulatory authority. So that is permitted under BOLR provision. So get information from databases as forecast strategies. Just now I told there are some paid databases, and then finally you will get the patents expiry, and then at the same time market exclusivity expiry, product patent expiry, and then volume of business. So all these are the things which you have to collect the information. Read patents for developing non-infringing strategies. So you have to read the patents, and then the claims, so that I can develop a technique in such a way that my product will be innovative, as well as it will not really lead to any infringing activity, and then I can release the product into the market as an innovative product. So the next one I have to strongly emphasize is basic and innovative research have equal importance, and then these are the demarcation points which you have to thoroughly understand. All inventions are not patentable. All innovations are not patentable. All innovations may not claim in market. And then the last point is, developing a product for market may or may not relate to intellectual property protection. With this, I conclude my topic. Thank you, madam, for giving this opportunity. So if there are any questions, I will take up.
Thank you, sir, for giving a brief, in fact, a detailed description on IPR and innovations. And we have some questions, sir, actually. So first question, sir, is there any patent for innovation idea?
Innovation idea. So innovation means, as I already told, you have an innovation. First of all, you have to see whether it is an invention, and then if that invention is already patented or not, you have to see. So you have an idea. Say suppose, for example, I already told there are products, which are taken into consideration as tentative approvals. What is tentative approval? It is also a new drug application. Para 4 filings. They are all innovative ideas only. What does it mean? So, innovator has developed a product, and then he has released as a tablet dosage form for a particular use only. Now, another person, he has found that that particular product is also useful for another disease also. Or he has developed a new dosage form, new route of administration, new strength, and then it is not claimed in the patents. Under those circumstances, it becomes an innovative idea, and then it may lead to release into the market. You may have patents because you may be challenging, and then finally you may also get patents for that. So it also depends upon country to country legislation. You have to keep in mind all those, and then it is case by case. It is not that just take as a general information and then come to conclusions. You have to keep in mind case by case.
Thank you, sir. Next question we have, will the information regarding the patented product will be available to the people? If so, how much time it will be taking?
Patented information available to the people, it is already available, madam. There are free databases, at the same time on paid databases. So the US legislation is very strong, and then it is necessary that the information by the innovators has to be furnished, and then if it is not furnished under those circumstances, the innovator is giving a chance to the generic applicant, and then finally the generic applicant may take this as a loophole, and then he may release the product early into the market.
So next question, sir. If the innovator product is redesigned with the minor changes by another person and released into the market, will it be called again an innovator product or a generic product?
he has redesigned. You have to see, you are saying it as an innovation. First of all, you have to see whether that innovation is having any inventions patented. You are feeling it as innovation. So under those circumstances, okay, whether he has given, what are the claims he has given, and based upon that, okay, that innovation, okay, if it is possible under those circumstances, if it is fulfilling the criteria and all, you can, okay, go for a patent. Or if it is not patentable, and then if it is not falling under any infringement, under those circumstances, you can do the business.
Yes, sir.
My last points are very strong. My last points are very strong. What you have to see is all inventions are not patentable. All innovations are not patentable. All innovations may not click in market. Okay, developing a product for market may or may not relate to intellectual property protection. So you have to see case by case, and then finally you have to be on the safe side. So when you are releasing into the market, so after you release the product into the market, always the innovator will be, the patent holder will be checking whether the same product is being released into the market, who has released it, whether is infringing my patent or not. And then finally, if he is infringing, he will be filing a case on you. So you should be on the safe side, ensuring that, okay, your product is not patented first of all. Okay, and then if there is no patent under those circumstances, okay, if it is a product which has been already approved, okay, it is an innovative product, you can release into the market.
Thank you, sir, for your great informative session. I thank Principal Madam and Professor M. Sumakant Garu and for giving this opportunity to conduct this webinar. And I also thank all the faculty and students for making this webinar successful. Thank you, everyone. Thank you once again, sir.
Thank you very much, madam, for the opportunity. Thank you.